now 6:31. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. It's Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. Colton Simpson will be doing our invocation tonight. If everyone could stand and continue to stand for the pledge.
Dear Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for this day and thankful for the sunshine, and Lord, we're also thankful for the rain when it comes. Lord, I ask you to bless the court this evening, give them wisdom, guidance, and direction, and may everything we do be full of wisdom and with your will in mind. And Lord, may you bless this county, bless the people in it. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Jennifer, if I can have you call roll.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Present.
Magistrate Coldiron.
Present.
Magistrate Riley.
Present.
Judge Chuck Dills.
Present. Moving down to item 5, approval of the regular meeting minutes of April 19th, 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular minutes of the meeting held on April 19th, 2022 as printed.
I second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, a second by Magistrate Coldiron. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
It appears all in favor. Motion carries. Moving down to item A of our fiscal matters, approval of claims drawn on the general fund, the road fund, and jail fund, along with all transfers presented dated May 3rd, 2022.
Having reviewed all claims on the general fund, road fund, jail fund, along with all transfers as presented, I make a motion we approve.
I will second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Coldiron, a second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor. Motion carries. Moving down to item B, as you've seen in your packet, I need you all to approve for me to sign the County Road Aid Cooperative Program Agreement. If you notice in the packet, we'll be receiving $238,099 this year.
As in the past, I make a motion to approve the Judge Executive Chuck Dills to enter into the County Road Aid Cooperative Program Agreement.
I'll second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah.
Oh, she said she
Oh, okay.
Aye.
Item C, need a motion for adoption of the amendment to the fiscal year 2021-22 budget. DLG has sent that back after review, and it's ready for a second, and it'll be advertised in the paper.
I make a motion to adopt the amendment to the fiscal year 2021 and 2022 to our that budget.
I will second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Coldiron, second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor. Motion carries. Moving down to item D, need the court's approval to appoint Monty Leap to prepare the sheriff's 2021 tax settlement. This is done every year after taxes is turned over from the sheriff to the county clerk. On behalf of the county, she will do the review and the tax settlement so I can present it to you all after it's prepared.
I'll make a motion to approve Monty Leap to prepare the sheriff's 2021 tax settlement.
I second.
Motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, a second by Magistrate Coldiron. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor. Motion carries. Moving down to item E, it's that time of year. We're going to be reappointing Anthony Webster back as seasonal park labor, retroactive April 15th, 2022, and he has already started mowing for the season.
I make a motion to reappoint Anthony Webster, seasonal parks laborer, retroactive April 15th, 2022.
I second.
Motion made by Magistrate Riley, second by Magistrate Codarn. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to our next appointment, we had the vacancy of the full-time position that had left at the animal shelter. So after Kathleen went through the applications, which there wasn't very many that came in, Brian Maines, our sheriff, had done the background check. I'm asking for appointment of Ronald Horgan as the Animal Shelter Canine Control Officer, retroactive April 25th, 2022.
I make a motion to approve the appointment of Ronald Horgan to the Animal Shelter Canine Control, retroactive to April 25th, 2022.
I second.
A motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, a second by Magistrate Codarn. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Currently don't have any old business to discuss. We'll move down to item 8, new business. Item A is Parks Director. We have Carrie Coleman with us presenting updates on the county park projects. Carrie, when you step up, if you could turn that mic on. It's a pleasure to have you here tonight to give us the many updates you have.
Thank you. Waiting on it to come on. Good evening. Thank you all very much. This started to be an email to all of you a while back, and then it turned into a really long email, so I decided it would be better to wait and come and talk in person because I get really excited, and I want you all excited about these things as well. And so, Shauna, you're in luck because when I'm excited, I talk faster. So Colton has some pictures, so I'm going to kind of move through pictures and updates at the same time. We recently installed a story walk that we partnered with Grant County Public Library on. It's at 1,050 feet long. It begins at the front playground and takes you to the middle playground and ends at the playground by the office. So 20 posts long. A team from Napoleon, which was in the first picture, came out and helped Tony and George install that, knocked it out super quick. It was great. And the mulch there that you see was donated by Greg Traylor a while back that we had on hand, so that saved us some money when it was time to make it look pretty. So the debut actually happened on Saturday. Not a lot of people came. I think that was rain that kept people away for the most part, but I think the library was still happy and still was able to give out treats and do a craft with the kids that were there. Napoleon's plant manager, Paul, came and joined us with his family, so it was nice to have him there to recognize his team as well. So speaking of Napoleon, yep, you can go ahead, Colton. Those signs is something else that they're making for us. They've been doing a ton of stuff for us, as you know, and I'm really excited about those because they look great. It's all steel and metal that will go up, so those posts that are out there at all the parks now that are rotting will no longer be the case. And they've done all of this just because they're slow right now. He's got people that he needs to keep busy, and they have scrap material to use. So big savings for us. It looks really nice. That's not all that they're doing. They're making metal cubby organizers to be in each dugout. They actually started installing some of those today. So Little League will benefit from that. They've, of course, I let them put their name on everything. So there'll be bat racks and cubby organizers for all the Little League dugouts. And also, while I'm on Napoleon, they are really taking a liking to our park. And I met their owners last week. They stopped in and enjoyed their visit at the park. They will be hosting their 25th anniversary company picnic in the park, and they're actually opening it up to the whole community. So I'm excited about that. It'll be this fall on October 22nd. Therefore, Jamie Baker has to change the tourism calendar because that says Halloween in the park is that day. So we'll make an adjustment on that because we do want Napoleon to have their picnic there. So this is the next big project, if you'll take a look at the picture. The one on the left is the vision for the fitness park. It's kind of crazy because we actually had that vision drawn on our board, but then that's one of the pictures we had found when researching all of the equipment. So it's going to be nice. That is the look we're going for, the concrete path to make an area around the fitness equipment. So with the help of Marcia Bach from the Health Department, we are the recipients of a $20,000 Enviro Health Link mini grant to bring outdoor fitness to the park. This will help support the initiation of environmental health projects. And not only is it the $20,000 grant, I had allocated some of my budget to this project. Flag is also being generous with a donation, and most recently, Grant County Cooperative Extension is going to make a donation as well. I have put in a request with tourism because it will benefit those who are here visiting, so I'm waiting on approval from them for additional funding. This project will get put in with, of course, our normal crew, Tony, George, Napoleon will put a team together as well. I don't know what I would do without them, to be honest. But this gym will go in the front of the park. So the picture, you can go back, Colton, I'm sorry. The one on the right is an actual image of the pieces we are purchasing. You can see plyo blocks. In this one, you can see a recumbent bike, a chest press, and then Colton, if you'll go to the next one. You can see a core station that also has push-up bars, parallel bars, and pull-up bars. Some of these pieces are going to be ADA accessible, so it's going to be that first step in making our park more inclusive for our community. Kevin Taylor, with his company, United Skilled Services, has offered to do the concrete work and not charge me labor, so I'll just be paying for the actual concrete with him. So we're going to do a path from parking. If you can see where the parking lot is now with the new blacktop and parking lines that I appreciate so much, the teal line will take you, that's the sidewalk that would take you to the circle where the fitness equipment will be, but we're also going to take it straight to that playground as well. The idea for placing it there is because of the Heritage Trail. With that being a trailhead right behind the chapel, we figure people can park up front, come and hit the fitness area, stretch, hit the trail, come back, stretch, whatever they need to do. So it's going to be a really great addition. It's taking a lot of people to make it happen. The grant wanted it done by the end of June. That's probably when the equipment will arrive. So we're going to do our best with that. So any questions on any of the equipment? All right. So other than that, I've got summer day camps planned. This year we're going to actually do a day that's just for the incoming kindergartners. That's going to be on June 14th. This will be a free camp I'm doing with the family resource coordinators again. We actually have the Cincinnati Museum Center lined up to come in, and there'll be a station that the kids will rotate through. The theme is Dig Into Kindergarten. So they're going to have like dinosaur digs and things like that for the kids available. And then the 15th and 16th will be for the other age groups. And School Aid will be returning to do those days with us again this summer. Those days will have a fee. They're $25 or $35 if childcare is needed before or after camp. And then I do plan to do a preschool day camp, but that's to be determined as I'm waiting to meet with all the preschool directors. I've met with a homeschool co-op lady, and we've actually talked about having a day camp just for the homeschool community as well, as it's growing tremendously. And then moving on would be in collaboration with Champions for a Drug-Free Grant County. We're going to host a movie night on July 22nd, and that's tying into the summer reading program with the library. We're going to show the movie National Treasure. It will be a free event, and Flag and the middle school Frisk and Northern Kentucky Health Department and Anthem are all providing activities and snacks. So that will be a neat event because of their target audience is for all families to come. The health department is providing a smoothie bike. I don't know if you all have seen that. I've only heard of it, but we're excited to have it. So Flag is providing the ingredients so that people can get on a bike and make their own smoothie with using their own feet by pedaling. So it should be pretty interesting. And then Champions also, I don't want to forget to mention this, they were wanting to further their initiative of working towards a drug-free Grant County. So they are funding 2 additional cameras for the park to help with security and safety in the park where kids are. I thought that was pretty nice. It was about $4,900, I
Those
think.
were already ordered?
Huh?
Were they already ordered?
Were they already
Okay, I
ordered?
saw that. Yeah, they were in our,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
The only thing that their grant couldn't cover was the software for them. So I think it's going to cost us like under $200. But we'll have 2 additional cameras put in. Baseball field work has, of course, already started, as opening day was on April 23rd for Little League. So I'm very grateful to have Tony Perkins, Tony Hall, and George all helping with that. Mike has been able to get the inmates out to help at Mullins Field, which helps with the practice nights especially. So it's definitely taking everybody to stay on top of stuff to get it ready for games. And but now that we have Anthony with us, and then when school is out, he'll be full-time, as I'll also bring in another young fella that will help. So we should be able to stay on top of it a little easier, but I'm very thankful for the other guys' help for sure. Friday last week, Grant County High School agriculture students came and spent the afternoon with us. They planted a lot of the flowers that they themselves have grown. So you can see those picnic tables were full of the donations of the flowers, and then that's the group that came and spent the afternoon there planting. They did the Veterans Cemetery that morning and then hit us, and it was great to have them there. It saved us a lot of back work for sure, with pops of color all over. So we had a picnic pizza with them, and it was just a fun afternoon to have them there. So I'm really glad that they came and did that, because I had just planned on buying flowers from the schools to support them, but then she offered to plant them too, so I couldn't say no. And then some other dates to mention will be the US 25 yard sale. They have that planned for June 2nd through the 4th, so that takes up the front of the park. Schools, of course, are scheduling field trips to the park, and Sherman and CMZ both have some end-of-the-year ceremonies planned using the stage, so they're definitely appreciating the upgrades and wanting to utilize that. Colton's letting it just go through some of the aerial photos that a friend of mine took recently, and now another guy is using his drone taking pictures and sharing them, so that's exciting. There's some disc golf tournaments scheduled for the summer. There was a young gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he had reached out a while back, and he graduated from Grant County, and so did his friends. Well, they each have a band, so they had asked if they could provide a free concert in the park one night. It's heavy metal style music, so I did get a commitment from all of them that they would remove foul language, make sure it's family friendly, because others would be in the park that we don't know who's going to be there. But they just wanted a place to play music and let it be free and kind of, in their way, give back to our community. That will be on June 10th. And then summer will be over after all of those things, and we'll be working on fall stuff. So it's really, it sounds like a lot, it looks like a lot, it feels like a lot, but I'm happy with the progress we're making. We're getting a ton of good feedback, and a lot more people are requesting to use the park. The calendar is pretty full as far as rentals go, so I'm just looking forward to school being out so I have more help. Any questions?
Carrie, I just wanted to say, just as an advocate of health and well-being and outdoors, I am incredibly proud of you. And I might get a little emotional, but I hope you realize how much of an impact you're making in this community. And when you left the extension office and came into this role, I don't even know if you've realized how many lives you're impacting, from the little kids to the elderly, and to get this type of update this evening from you, I just hope that you're proud of the contributions you're making. I think I could probably speak on behalf of all of us. This type of update, from the equipment to your nature to be able to collaborate with so many people, to communicate, to have relationships with the variety of key stakeholders that also have money that could help us achieve even more, is amazing. And so I just wanted to personally thank you for all that you're doing and all that you will continue to do. I think you're doing an outstanding job.
The collaboration part is my favorite. That's the easy part. I enjoy going out and talking to the people and getting them to get excited as well. So it's really nice. I kind of don't want to share all the time about Napoleon because I don't want people to pull them away from me because they are a huge blessing. But at the same time, that's their goal, is to serve our community. So I get it. And for me, it's that group of kids on the stage. I had all of them in 4th and 5th grade for 4-H.
In your role.
So it's so cool to see them now as high schoolers still serving the community in a 4-H type role. And it was fun to be with them that day, and then to know teachers I used to work with are bringing their kids on field trips to the park. It's special to me, so I'm glad it carried with me.
Yes. And you're right
you.
about Napoleon. I think they're a role model for what other companies,
Absolutely.
businesses could be doing with their workforce as far as team building and getting outdoors. And getting
It's
fresh
working.
air.
I was contacted by a manager from Dry Ridge Wendy's. He is wanting me to write something to their GM because obviously they want to build up their reputation again. They know that they've got some PR work to do, and he saw what's been going on, so he reached out.
great.
So it's starting.
That's good. So good.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carrie, you're doing a great job, and looking at these aerial pictures, and I know the magistrates feel the same way, that doesn't look like Grant County Park.
Awesome.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and building those relationships, especially with Napoleon, I can't say enough for them, because, I mean, they've saved us, and I'm just guessing, $25,000, $30,000 in man hours, materials, the things they've built, the labor hours they've put in, that's all been donated to the county. So
Yeah, they're a big blessing.
kudos to them, and like I said, continue to do what you're doing, because you're making progress, and it's really changing the appearance for that park for many to use.
Thank you very much.
Now moving down to item B of our new business, we have a proclamation. It's National Correction Officer and Employees Week for 2022, and it runs from May 1st to May 7th. And Jenna, if I could have you read that proclamation.
National Correctional Officers and Employees Week. Whereas National Correctional Officers and Employees Week was first proclaimed on May 5, 1984, by President Ronald Reagan when he signed Proclamation 5187, creating National Correctional Officers Week to recognize the men and women who work in jails, prisons, and community corrections across the country. And whereas National Correctional Officers and Employees Week became the official name the first week of May, when in 1986 the U.S. Senate officially changed the name from National Correctional Officers Week. And whereas National Correctional Officers and Employees Week has been designated as the week of May 1st, 2022 through May 7th, 2022 by the U.S. Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Prisons. And whereas National Correctional Officers and Employee Week honors the work of correctional officers and correctional personnel for their service with their honor, respect, and integrity, and raises the awareness of the duties, hazards, and sacrifices made by the correctional employees. And whereas National Correctional Officers and Employees Week in Grant County recognizes correctional officers and employees for their role in safeguarding the citizens of Grant County by providing safe, secure, and humane incarceration of offenders within their custody. Whereas National Correctional Officers and Employees Week in Grant County this year wants to recognize all correctional officers and employees for their act of heroism, dedication to duty, and commitment to our community during the COVID-19 outbreak. Now therefore be it resolved that the Judge Executive of Grant County does hereby proclaim the week of May 1st, 2022 through May 7th, 2022 as National Correctional Officers and Employees Week. All citizens are encouraged to pay tribute to all the many correctional employees working in Grant County for the vital public service they provide.
Thank you, Jenna. And we have with us our jailer, Mike Webster. If you could come forward, and I'll present you with this proclamation. Moving down to item 9, reports. You all have in your packet the treasurer's report, animal shelters report, road supervisor's report, building inspector's report, and if you notice, the building is continuing full force in the county. And moving down to item E, the jailer's report. If I could have Mike Webster, our jailer, come back up.
Good evening. This evening we have 161 state inmates, 47 county inmates, for a total of 208. And we also have 17 scheduled to be picked up in the next week. I had the transport bringing.
Would those be for the programs?
Yes. This week last week we were audited by Department of Corrections for one of our 2 annual audits. This week they're auditing the program, so there's auditors there during every class, and they also go through the folders of each participant.
How long does it take to get the audit back, or do they discuss it when you're there?
This is the first time we've ever been audited on the programs. It's something new the state started, so I'm not quite sure. Every other audit, they give you a synopsis after the inspection, and then they send a formal inspection both to the judge exec and myself. Usually within a week we get something in writing from it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Moving down to item F, Sheriff, we have Brian Maines, our sheriff, with us. He has a report.
You all have the report in front of you. We took 889 calls for service in the month of April. Worked 26 non-injury collisions, 6 injury collisions. Wrote 93 citations and 63 arrests, and served 113 papers. The rest of the numbers, auto inspections, that's just some of the general duties, 240 of those. 44 on warrant service. And then you got our revenue there at the top that we turned over to the county for the month of April. Any questions?
No.
Thank you all.
Auto inspections are up, aren't they?
Yes, seem higher.
Yeah, they're up a little bit. And a lot of that is people moving into the area. We're seeing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Still a lot of vehicles being sold, but we're seeing a whole lot of people.
You know, a lot of used cars. It's hard to get new ones.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Moving down to judge's report, just a couple things. One, if you all notice out on the roof outside to our right is all the materials for the roofing. If they can get 3 dry days,
We've been
they can put
struggling
the
to do
roof on.
such.
They were actually here, yesterday, and was able to prep yesterday, but I mean, knowing this week, I don't expect them to be back this week. It looks like next week we're going to have several dry days, so I'm hoping that they'll get back right on it. But they work quickly, so once they could have that dry time, they should be able to get it done quickly. Then they'll move to the top of the building and fix our leaks on the upper roofs. Other than that, I'll let the magistrates report on the roads. Road department is fixing a lot of the continuing potholes that we're having pop up just in time to get the roads paved. So They're doing a lot of patching for the paving, and they've started in the south end of the county, and I know Jacqueline will report on it. We've got several roads in the south. They're working their way north to get more additional roads paved. So with that being said, I'll start out with Magistrate Humphrey.
Just want to, looking over the building inspector's report, $2.3 million worth of permits were issued in the month of April alone. The building is just continuing to just explode in this area. And if you see the geographical areas that he's reporting, it's all cities, it's all across the entire county. It's not limited to one area. And it's good for the county. Keeps our tax base up, where hopefully we can utilize that and keep our bank accounts healthy. In the north end, again, just reporting on the potholes and some of the road issues and some of the brush ditches being filled up. And as always, more signs disappearing.
Okay, Magistrate Kodar.
My report's about the same as Roger's, just traveling the roads and reporting any potholes. And I do encourage people to call me if they see something. I know I went out one week and there wouldn't be anything, and then I get a call the next week that, you know, the pothole is there or something has happened. So, you know, I might be out one week, next week something's wrong. So just encourage people, you know, feel free to give me a call so we can get to work on it. Brush reports alongside the road, and just kudos to our road department, because I get thank yous saying how quick and how efficient they were at taking care of the problem. So that's all I have.
Yeah, just to add to that, I've received 2 emails and 2 phone calls this week thanking for how quick the road department. One of them was out on Pettit Pike, which most of you know. You have to go into Gallatin County to get that into the road. And a gentleman called me. I notified Steve that day, and he said he came home and the road was fixed. So he was very appreciative how quick the service was at receiving. Magistrate Riley.
Very consistent to my peers this evening. Since the last time we met, Denny Road and Scaffold Lick Road have been fully resurfaced, and regular asphalt company continues to come from the south end, making their way to the middle, and then eventually to the north end of the county. And so those constituents are very pleased, especially those on Denny Road, because we could not find a date the last time that road was resurfaced.
No.
And so I'm not even sure it has been done professionally by, you know, a third party versus handled in-house. In addition to that, there continues to be dumping that's taking place within this community. So working with the 109 board on some education, publicizing that via social media, through newspapers, etc. Just because, believe it or not, folks still don't realize that the landfill is closed. And on a weekly basis, anywhere from 1 to 10 pieces of furniture are being picked up in the Williamstown area. And so we continue to see that. In fact, there's 2 that needs picked up today that I saw just on my way to the courthouse. And many of these are in the right-of-way, which is someone has to get over, or, you know, it may not hinder a vehicle, but it very well could be obstructed, you know, if someone has to get over because they're dumping them in the right-of-way. So we've got various issues working with Brian Miles in the road department to pick them up. And then lastly, just wanted to remind citizens about Derby Dash. That's a historical 5K that Fitness for Life around Grant County puts on 8:30 at the city building, and you're able to sign up beforehand or in person, and that's May 7th at 8:30.
At the Williamstown City Building?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Jacqueline. You'll see item I, coroner's report. It's normally not on there. He presents a report quarterly, so his quarterly report's in your packet. Moving down to item 10, citizens address. Anyone have anything? No one has anything to say on citizens address. As you noticed before we adjourned, we've changed the meeting date to Monday, May 16th, instead of the Tuesday, May 17th, because of Election Day. so that we could be present over on Election Day at the county clerk's office during our normal meeting time. So with that being said, I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I second.
A motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Codar. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All in favor, just remind everyone, it's Monday this time, May the 16th, at 6:30 p.m., and it will be on Zoom. Zoom links will be posted for the public to be able to get on. Thank you. Have a good night.